Marx's critique of capitalism. Karl Marx was a philosopher, economist, and sociologist who had strong ideas about how society works. One of his most famous contributions is his critique of capitalism, which is the economic system many countries follow today. Marx looked deeply into capitalism and pointed out what he saw as its major flaws. His ideas are still discussed and debated because they provide insights into the problems that come with wealth, work, and inequality. Capitalism is a system where private individuals or companies own businesses and make decisions about production and profit. It is based on the idea of competition, where businesses try to succeed by making money, and individuals work to earn a living. On the surface, capitalism might seem fair. If you work hard, you can succeed, right? But Marx argued that there is a lot more going on beneath the surface, and not all of it is good. Marx believed that capitalism is built on exploitation. In simple terms, this means that the system relies on some people doing most of the hard work while others enjoy most of the rewards. According to Marx, workers, whom he called the proletariat, are the ones who create value through their labor. They build products, provide services, and keep the economy moving. But they do not get to keep the full value of what they produce. Instead, the owners of businesses, whom Marx called the bourgeoisie, take the profits. The workers are paid wages, but Marx believed these wages are often too low for the amount of value workers actually create. This leads to what Marx called surplus value, which is the extra profit that goes to the business owners. For example, imagine a worker who makes shoes. If the worker's labor creates shoes worth $100, but the worker is paid only $30, the extra $70 goes to the owner of the shoe company. Marx argued that this system is unfair because the worker does most of the work, but the owner gets most of the rewards. Another major problem Marx saw in capitalism is that it creates inequality. In a capitalist system, those who own businesses and land can become very wealthy, while workers often struggle to make ends meet. Over time, this gap between the rich and the poor grows wider. The wealthy have the power to influence politics, the economy, and even social norms, while the working class has little control over their own lives. Marx believed this inequality is not just a side effect of capitalism but a fundamental part of the system. Marx also criticized capitalism for alienating workers. Alienation is a feeling of being disconnected or isolated. In a capitalist system, workers often feel alienated from their work because they have no control over what they produce, how they produce it, or the conditions they work in. For instance, a factory worker might spend all day assembling parts without ever seeing the finished product. This lack of connection can make work feel meaningless and unfulfilling. Workers are also alienated from each other because capitalism encourages competition rather than cooperation. Marx was concerned about how capitalism treats everything as a commodity, meaning something that can be bought or sold. In a capitalist system, even basic needs like housing, healthcare, and education are turned into commodities. Marx believed this focus on profit over people leads to social problems like poverty, lack of access to essential services, and environmental harm. Another issue Marx pointed out is the instability of capitalism. He argued that capitalism is prone to crises because it depends on constant growth and competition. For example, when companies produce too much and cannot sell their products, it can lead to economic downturns, unemployment, and suffering for workers. These cycles of boom and bust are a natural part of capitalism, according to Marx, and they cause unnecessary hardship. So, what was Marx's solution to the problems of capitalism? He believed that the workers, or proletariat, would eventually rise up and overthrow the capitalist system. In its place, he envisioned a socialist or communist society where resources and profits are shared more equally. Instead of private ownership, Marx advocated for collective ownership, where everyone contributes to and benefits from the economy fairly. He thought this kind of system would eliminate exploitation, inequality, and alienation. Marx's critique of capitalism is not just about pointing out its flaws, but also about imagining a better future. While his ideas have been interpreted and applied in different ways, they remain a powerful lens for understanding economic and social issues. Whether you agree with Marx or not, his critique raises important questions about fairness, equality, and how we can create a society that works for everyone. If you found this explanation helpful and thought-provoking, please give this video a like and share it with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your support helps us keep exploring and explaining these fascinating ideas.